All right, everyone. So today we are going to talk about the Big 6, but we are going to use Mudang as our example on how to do research. Now, first off, me. I am your librarian, Miss Gray. This is my niece, Millie. This is from a year or two ago. She's now 3. She's much bigger, but very cute still. Now, our purpose today is how to use the Big 6 research method to help you in your own research for your project with your teachers. Now, introduction to the lesson handout. I have created a handout for you that goes through each and every single step, what that step is all about, what that means to you as a researcher, but also any kind of helpful hints and resources. If you go to this PDF link, it'll take you right there. And on it, you will see each step, what that step entails, information you need, but also some really helpful resources, such as a link to Berkeley Library on how to gather reputable sources, or even a video on how to skim research articles effectively for research and evidence that you might need. Sometimes when we research, we have a lot of information and it's hard to find exactly what's actually going to be helpful to you. So I try to make information applicable for you, even with time management, because y'all are busy high schoolers and it's important to do that. Now, the first step in Big 6 is task definition. That means defining the information problem and the information need. What that means, though, is that you're defining the problem. Whether your teacher has given you that problem or you have to choose a topic that you need to research, that is your journey. For instance, our topic today is the rise and fall of internet fame through the lens of Mudang and our very popular hippo. But what that means for us is that, okay, so we're talking about Mudang, but we're not just talking information about her, but we're talking about internet stardom. So the information that we might need might be internet videos or research articles that talk about internet fame and stardom. Maybe we have interviews with other creators. Maybe we have interviews of people who just love watching Mudang and why she is so like a favorite in our consciousness. Now, step 2 is information seeking strategies. So now that we've defined the problem, we determine all the possible sources. Are we going to look at videos? Are we only going to look at videos? Well, no, because we're also talking about internet fame and stardom. So unfortunately, if we just watch every video about Mudang, it's not going to necessarily help us creating a research product talking about the rise and fall of internet stardom. Now, we also select the best types of sources, and there might be a variety. Typically, in this case, it's going to be informational or research articles, typically from databases or even just scholarly journals. That is going to determine which will fit best. However, in some cases, we might need primary sources, such as interviews. But that's the thing, though, is that your job is to figure out what types of sources are going to work best for your topic. Now, location and access. Finding the sources. Sometimes using specific keywords or looking at certain pages. What I noticed in high school is that we just kind of type something in on Google and hope for the best. That is not the only way to research, and that may not help you actually find what you need. So, where do you need to search? What search terms will actually help you find information that's going to be relevant for your topic? That is an important step. If I just search up Mudang, well, I'm going to get a lot of cute photos of her, such as this one, but it's not going to necessarily help me with my research. Now, also, when I look at different articles or books, think about which part of that article or book is going to be necessary for me in my research. Now, I might have found a great source that's a 500-page book, but this project is due in 3 weeks, and if I need 5 other sources, one 500-page book, I'm not going to be able to parse through it. So figure out what chapters you need. Think about what subsections of an article you need. Don't necessarily read the entire thing. Now, next is use of information. Step 4. Now we actually have to read, engage with the text, extract relevant information. Read, take notes, figure out which parts that you need, which information or evidence is going to be relevant for you to present. And of course, during this time, this is a really great step in making sure that your sources are cited correctly. Make sure you have those parenthetical citations, so that your information matches the page numbers that you found it on. This is all really important to do, and it makes it a lot easier in the end. Now, synthesis, organizing that information. Maybe in this case, we have one section that is just talking about Mudang. Maybe we have a whole other subsection that is talking just about internet and social media. Maybe we have a section that details stardom on the internet and the rise and fall. And maybe a whole section in anticipating what might happen to Mudang and her popularity. And then also we have to figure out how we present the information. Now, I may be biased here, and I think that any kind of visual form might be the best way to present any kind of information on Mudang, but think about what the requirements are of your own research. Is your teacher asking for a paper? Are you making it to a PowerPoint, infographic, poster? Are you making it to a video? Think about these things and think about what the requirements are for this project and for this research. Maybe it's actually a statistical project and you need to start making charts and graphs to organize and show the information so that way your audience can actually understand it. This is an important step in that research. Now the last one, step 6, evaluation. Now we judge the product. What I always tell students is to sit down with the rubric and to think, all right, did I fulfill all the requirements? How would I grade myself? Am I missing anything? Is there still questions that a reader might have after reading my research? And then also I would judge the process. Did I efficiently use my time? Now this could be very difficult because maybe you just spent, the 20 hours of research that you needed to do and 19 were spent just looking at photos of Mudang. I don't necessarily count that wrong against you, but if it doesn't help your research, then maybe we need to figure out how to better spend our time as students. Now, in conclusion, research, so important. Look at our cute Mudang with her books and her own research. Now, this presentation is to not overcomplicate things, but to streamline them. In our first video, I mentioned that you probably already do this without thinking about it, but this is a great way to make sure that before we really engage with what we're trying to do, is that we have a process, that we fulfill these steps, and make sure that we do everything that is expected out of us as researchers. Now, once again, it's important to know which kind of question we are asking and also making sure that we are fulfilling that question, our own research. I mentioned this before, but cute photos of Mudang will not be enough. We need to do research on internet rise and fall and stardoms. So once again, you can do it though. It may seem difficult, it may seem like a lot to do a research project, but it is one of the things that we do as humans every single day of our life that is important, and you can do it as well. Thank you guys so much for your time, and of course, let me or your teacher know if you need any kind of help on this assignment, and we will do our best to help you. Have a good one. Bye.